Hey everyone, today I will show you a new way for scammers to steal money from Ethereum users. I am here on Dexscreener. That website is a way to list a lot of different liquidity pools on several chains. And here we are looking at the pair life versus wrapped Ether. And what we see here is in 1 minute, meaning each line is represent 1 minute. We see that there is a huge increase of the price, and then some people sold. Then it went back up, and at one moment the display feature bugged. What we see here is all the transactions, and we see that the last one was this one. Someone sold a lot of live tokens against Ethereum. We will have a look at the code to understand what happened. So we go here, we arrive on the Explorer. This is the total supply of live tokens. And we have a look at the holders repartition. Oh, we see something very strange. On the Uniswap pair, meaning on this one, we have more than 100% of tokens. And that wallet owns a huge amount of live tokens. So we'll go in the code to understand how this can happen. Contract code. This is first the interface of ERC20 standard for a token. So only the name of the functions, but not the contents. After that, ERC interface for the metadata of the token. Context, so a way to handle what was sent by the transaction emitter and who is he. Ownable is a way to store an owner of the contract, and then you can limit the actions possible to modify the contract only to the owner, and the owner can transfer his ownership to another person. When you build that contract, you see that the deployer gets the ownership. This is how it looks, the modifier on the owner, and for instance, renounce ownership, meaning that the current owner renounces ownership of the contract. It will transfer the ownership to the address 0, meaning to no one, and it's only callable by the owner. Okay, we go a bit down. No, sorry, up. Here we define the behavior of the ERC20 token that will use context and the interface, the two interfaces we've seen before. And at the end, SafeMat to handle and to secure the operation arithmetics, because in Solidity we can have some problems where a stored number cannot go higher, and so it goes to 0. This is called underflow and overflow. But I won't talk about this today. We will use the contract. Will use routers from Uniswap. That's why they declare the interface here. And at the end, we will see our contract. Okay, our contract with both an ERC20 and Ownable. Okay. What we've seen is that in the ERC20 contract, the hacker added a very strange behavior. So usually an ERC20 token should be transferable. It means that it has a transfer function. In this ERC20, they added two hook functions. After token transfer and before token transfer. And what it means that each time someone does a transfer, first the function before token transfer will be executed, and at the end, after it happened, that function after token transfer will be called. And we see here before token transfer, no content. And here we see that in case the from address is address 0, that user, that address will get that number. The balance of that user will be that amount. What is that amount? So here, what it means? It means, okay, we take the number 0 stored in uint 256, and this operator is opposite bit, meaning you take that number, you put it in bits, and then each bit with a value of 1 becomes 0, and the opposite. So it means that you get the opposite of 0. You will get the maximum value storable by uint 256. I made a test in Remix to demonstrate what will be this number. So on Remix, okay, we compile it and then we deploy it on local. Okay, it's here. And when we call that function, what do we have? We have that number, that huge number. And this is a bit linked, I guess, to the number, to the top holder. We'll have a look. Yes, it's exactly this one. So that's what happened. But that's not all. Now we come back to the code and we understand how this after token transfer is called. And basically, it's in only one case, the from address equals address 0. It's when it's called by mint function. Okay. Yes, here it's called with address 0. But when mint function is called, usually it's called only at the deployment of the contract. It's called here. Yes, only here. And yes, it's in the contract, in the constructor of recovery. Okay. And yes, they say that the min function cannot be called ever again. So that is great. And at the end, we will look for that address. maybe it's in another part of the contract. Yes, it's here, and it's marketing wallet. So this is very suspicious. It means that when we deploy the contract, this address will get the huge amount of money. We have a look in the holders, and it should be that address that has a huge balance. Let's see. 0 FDE. Is it FDE? Yes, it's the same one. Okay, but now we'll have a look at what happened. What was the behavior of that user? Okay, he got funded by someone. He approved transfers, and at the end, he sent that number of Ether outside to another contract. And if we have a look here, we see this is a transaction that we've seen on Dexscreener, this one. So yes, he's sending more than the total supply of the token, and he's swapping it on Uniswap. That's what caused the price to crash. It's not displayed, but now the pair has very little liquidity. Okay, we will see here what did the deployer of the contract. Okay, contract creator. The creator got funded with 4 Ether. Then he created the contract recovery, which is the token. Then he created a pair on Uniswap, that pair, with 3 Ethers. And what he did here is he locked the, so when you deposit some tokens on a pair, you get a proof of deposit. This is called LP token, for liquidity per token. And what we usually do is that we log these tokens in a contract time lock for a given amount of time. And here it's on the Snap liquidity pools. It means that the contract deployer cannot withdraw all the liquidity from what he deposited from the pool, because in this case, he would make the swap unavailable. And this is what we call a rug pool. So this is the first thing that he did, the contract deployer, to make the token reliable, and then he renounced his ownership. So usually at that moment, we can think that a contract should be safe to start trading. But we have an example here that it's not enough. And some modifications in the code of the ERC20 can make such contracts unsafe. And we have a look at who funded this guy. It's an address ending with E9D. Okay, and it has a lot of Ether and of other ERC20 tokens. A lot of transactions. Okay, and we will have a look now at the marketing wallet behavior. How do I get it? I will go via the holders. Okay. So that guy sent all this Ether to that address. And what we see here is that that address is making the same pattern, same behavior with a lot of different tokens. So yes, they receive some Ether for the gas, for the transaction. And they receive also the amount from the marketing wallet, and they send it to another wallet. So here, not a lot of Ether, but the final beneficiary is also a huge whale with a lot of Ethers and a lot of ERC20 tokens. And what I wanted to say, yes, we have an example here. Look, here they received an amount and they send it to the same whale, here 9.4 Ether. Here we should have the same behavior than the marketing wallet, even if it's another wallet. And I guess that in that contract, we'll find the same kind of code. That token is golden P. Let's see the holders of golden P. Same. So this is the same method, same modus operandi used for that token. And I was able to find that this pattern was used for a lot of different tokens. And that's why the whales funding these tokens and making profit from this token have a very suspicious behavior. Okay, that was an example. So tell me if you like that format, or if you'd like me to do other formats, and I will stop the video now. Thank you. Goodbye.